Alright, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding this video. I'm going to be trying to set up the floor pan here to be able to put the new floor down from where I think last week we removed it. I'm not going to have a ton of time today to do it, so I'm just going to knock out everything that I can today. And in a couple of days, I'm going to be going to Lowe's to look at some wood that I can hopefully use. But to show y'all what my game plan is, I'm going to be using these two little, whatever you call it, that the engine sits on. I'm pretty much going to be making a wall that comes here and across and connects to this side, and I'm going to be trimming out the floor pan here and then connecting to the hull just to add a little bit more rigidity to the hull. I've used this to see if I had to make a cutout for this, which I kind of do. I was just going to butt up against this, but I can't really do that because then it's going to be overlapping this, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make little cutouts to where it'll slot onto here perfectly, and then I can just grind this back edge here and then fiberglass onto that and grind it back here and fiberglass onto there. So it'll tie everything together. The whole point of doing it that way is, once again, just to make sure everything is nice and rigid. I know boats are supposed to have a little bit of flex, but I'm going to make this one as stiff as I can, but still be able to have some flex to it. So it's going to be very tricky trying to achieve that, because there does have to be a little bit of flex to the boat, but at the same time, I don't want everything moving around and squeaking and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the game plan, is grinding right here, grinding here, and all this here. And then after that, I think I'm going to come back here behind the little V-drive thing here, the gearbox, and going to be doing the same thing, button up against this part here. Might have to slide forward just a tad just because of this vent here. But that'll be okay. I'm not too concerned about that. This part's not really going to be taking a whole lot of strain. I put some holes in the side here with this. I don't know, I mean, if you're doing like major boat work like what I'm doing, I highly recommend one of these things. They're amazing. You can swap out this carbine bit here for like a sanding disc or whatnot, but I mean, these things are absolutely amazing. It's made by Milwaukee. It's just a 90-degree die grinder. So this is this one. So, but yeah, that thing's amazing. It's also got several different speeds you can use, and they're fairly cheap too, and I can't tell you how many times I've used that. I mean, just from trimming a little bit to, I mean, it's almost like a router, but not really. But anyways, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of grinding here, and then this here, I think I made the floor removable last time, and that worked out pretty good. I think I'm going to do the same thing, but just make it to where the top is removable and not the entire thing. And this is going to get glassed back over. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the keel yet. I'm kind of tossing up the idea between making it like a freshwater holding tank for specifically the head, for flushing the head. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I do like having a deep keel. It gives you a little bit more of a warning before your boat sinks. So, but hopefully after I'm done building this boat, we won't have that issue. That's, you know, fingers crossed anyways. And then next video, we're going to be removing this thing and removing that. So far, I think. My work schedule's gotten a little bit more complicated here lately, but I think I can make it work. I'm going to be working a lot of 12 to 8:30 shifts, so 8:30 at night. So there's not going to be any coming back to the boat after work and working on it. So yeah, there's yeah, it's pretty much going to be down to whatever days off. That's what I'm going to have to work on the boat. So bear with me. Videos might, you know, take longer to come out, but it'll get done slowly but surely. She'll get done. So I guess I'm gonna try to find a place to put this camera and I'm gonna get to grinding. Got this whole strip here done, this whole strip here done. I think I'm going to use that fancy tool with the little sanding pad on it to get on the sides here, because that's a pain to do with a grinder. I suppose I can start over here, but the thing is, I think I'm gonna do this section here first, from like here to here, and same thing on the other side, because I still don't know if I'm gonna keep that fuel tank or not, because if I can't find a replacement to go back there, then I'm gonna have to keep that fuel tank. So yeah, so I reckon I'm gonna leave this section alone for right now, but I'll do this here, and yeah, then we'll see where to go from there. I actually just thought of something. If I do it from right there and come here, then I'm gonna at least be adding 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch coming this way. And that fuel tank sits perfectly in here. So if I was to add a wall here, then it couldn't cross this. It would have to sit quite literally where this line is. That way it's not on the other side of this, which should work out fine, because I'm glad it's super dusty, because I can actually show you all my plan. Because I plan on coming either from here to here with the wall, and then from here to here. That way I've got this storage compartment here, and it'd be the same thing on this side as well. And then pretty much, you know, having the wall that's right here, so it'd come from here to here. So that would be a storage compartment underneath the floor. The only thing about it being right there is that's also right underneath where the dinette would be, so I'd have to figure something out there. But and there's a prop shaft that comes out and connects to the engine. Well, I should say drive shaft, because this is the prop shaft. But yeah, I need to hook up that drive shaft at some point. That way I can get a better idea of where everything can go. But yeah, so I guess I'm actually gonna grind out this section right here first, and not do this area yet until I figure out what I'm doing with the fuel tank. gives you a pretty good idea of what I'm going for. So little wall will come here, come across, butt up against, well, you know, sit in a slot here. I'll cut a slot in the wood, and then the fiberglass get laid to this and on that wood here, and it'll pretty much be flush. The entire wall will be flush with this right here. And then it'll run across and create a bracing here, which again, I'm gonna have to compensate for the drive shaft, so I'm sure that there's gonna be a little U cut in that wall. That way this drive shaft can actually reach the engine. And then from there, come from the wall and come over here, flush, butt up against this. And then I'm probably gonna have to grind this back a little bit more because I wanna at least have, I don't know, 3 inches on either side. I mean, it's not really structural, but it's, you know, still gonna be carrying a little bit of stress. And then we'll come across right here and grind this out. I'm probably just gonna come flush with this, but I won't put this wall in until this one is across. And I mean, if I go with 1/2 inch, then I'll probably come back 1/2 inch to right here. That way, whenever I build the part that comes across here, it's gonna be flush up against this. I'll probably grind this back side here out so I can glass to that. I did notice a little bit of stress cracking going on here where this, which you can't really see it on camera. There we go. So this crack here that you see in the gel coat kind of runs all the way through the fiberglass. So it's a good thing I'm laying up fiberglass right here. Not that it's really that big of a concern. It's not gonna rip the whole thing out, you know, but better to get rid of stress cracks now while I'm here. And yeah, pretty much just a repeat on the other side. I know for a fact I'm gonna have access to this one over here. Again, I'm still not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with this area. I know it's gonna be storage. I just haven't come up with a good way of getting access to that storage just yet. Probably gonna be something that's like long-term storage, you know, stuff that I don't use very often, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna sit and ponder on this. I might run to Lowe's and grab some wood. That way I can go ahead and start laying this out. That way I can have a better idea of it, because I can sit here and stare at this for, you know, 3-4 hours and come up with something in my head, or I can just go to Lowe's, go grab some, you know, wood and just go ahead and cut it, lay it down, and then, you know, just make it up on the fly as I go, because that's just my way of doing things. I'm a lot better at just improvising, and it tends to work out pretty well. So that's what I'm going to do for right now. This isn't the end of the video, just a part of it. So I'm going to wash up and take a break, and then I'm going to figure out what to do next. Alright, we're in the super messy garage. I went to Lowe's. I grabbed some plywood. That's going to be for templates, that cardboard. This is maple, 3/4 inch maple from Lowe's. It cost me about $89 after tax. This seems to be some good stuff. I'm not really seeing any voids in the layers, not near as many layers as I would like, but it'll do. This is all gonna get epoxied over anyways, and possibly get 1 layer of fiberglass put on it, some thin cloth. Only downside is just, you know, where they fill the wood, but I don't think that's really a problem. So yeah, we have our first piece of wood. It's going to be going back in the boat. So next video, I know I said I was going to remove that box thingy-majigger, and then the other piece of shelving that's in the God, what do you call it? The lazarette. So once I might have time to do that in the upcoming video. I don't know yet, no promises, but we are going to get this thing put in. Obviously it's not going to be the whole sheet because that would be ridiculous, but yeah. And then I'm also, once I get that cut out, I'm going to cut out a little square and just kind of leave it outside, let it get rained on a little bit and see what happens to it. But this is the only hardwood that I could find at Lowe's that had a good finish on it and pretty much was, you know, not an arm and a leg, and also they had 1/2 inch. I saw some blonde wood, I think it's called, but they didn't have it in 1/2 inch, and I don't think that wood would have worked out very well anyways. I think I'd rather have this stuff. So after our test with this, see how well it soaks up some epoxy, that kind of stuff, we're going to do several, you know, tests on this piece and just make sure that this is what I'm looking for before I go building the entire boat out of this. But as long as everything goes smoothly, then this wood right here is what is going to build the entire boat. Obviously not this sheet, because that's obviously not doable. But we will build the boat out of maple and epoxy it, and in some places fiberglass it. Anywhere where it's under the floor, it's going to get fiberglass, just because there's moisture down there from the shower, from rain, from condensation, etc., etc. Anywhere it comes in contact with the hull, obviously will be fiberglassed because of condensation. I am going to be insulating the hull, but I'm nowhere near that yet. But probably going to go with Armaflex or something that West Marine sells. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like acoustic foam. It's supposed to be for engine rooms, which I know I'll use it in the engine room, but I don't know if it's going to be a good insulator for the rest of the hull. So yeah, I'm going to stop yammering on. This will be the end of this video. Just get something released, and I don't want to release a whole nother 35-40 minute video, because I'm sure that was super annoying to watch through. I just didn't have a good way of splitting it up into two. This one should be roughly, I don't know, 17-18 minutes long, so that'll be a lot better, hopefully. Anyways, bear with me on the video releases. I'm gonna do the best I can with what little time I have, and I reckon I'll see y'all next time.